Ever wonder why your endurance still sucks even after taking L-Citrulline? Like you're popping your pre-workout thinking you're about to turn into a long-distance machine, right? And then you're out of breath by mile two? Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that because there's something people aren't telling you about this supplement. So this is Coach Kronk with Kronk Performance, and today we're breaking down the real truth behind L-Citrulline and endurance. Not the hype, not the marketing, just the actual science. And trust me, the science might surprise you. All right, so first off, what even is L-Citrulline? Well, it's an amino acid you'll find naturally in watermelon, and your body uses it to make arginine, which then turns into nitric oxide, and nitric oxide is the stuff that helps your blood vessels relax so more oxygen and nutrients get to your muscles. That's why people think that it boosts your endurance. On paper, it kind of sounds like a cheat code. More blood flow equals better performance, right? Well, not exactly. And let's talk about it. Let's break this down into the simplest way possible. When you take citrulline, a few things should happen. First, your blood flow goes up so your muscles get more oxygen. Second, ammonia gets cleared faster, which should delay fatigue. And lastly, your oxygen system responds faster when you start exercising. Now, that all sounds great, but here's the curveball. When researchers actually tested it, the results didn't match the hype. A full systematic review and meta-analysis, basically the highest level of evidence we have, looked at 9 controlled trials on citrulline and endurance performance. These were real studies on cyclists, runners, and recreational athletes. Different doses, different loading phases, and different testing styles. And across all 9 studies, the results were nearly identical. Citrulline didn't significantly improve endurance performance. Not in time to exhaustion, not in time to completion, not in running, not in cycling, not in VO2 max. The overall effect sizes were basically zero. The confidence intervals crossed zero, and in translation, that essentially means there's no meaningful difference. So if you've ever taken citrulline and thought, man, I don't feel anything during cardio, you're not crazy. The research actually backs you up. Now, that does raise a question. If citrulline doesn't help endurance, why does everyone rave about it? Well, the answer is kind of simple. Because citrulline does work, it just doesn't work for endurance. Most of the big success stories are in strength and high intensity training. This results in more reps, better pumps, reduced soreness, and better recovery. That's where citrulline shines, really. Endurance performance, not so much. And why is that, might you ask? Because endurance uses massive muscle groups, your whole legs, your heart, your lungs, and your body's already pumping blood like crazy. There's only so much vasodilation your system will allow before things get unsafe. Your blood pressure still has to stay stable, or you'd pass out mid-run. So, even if citrulline tries to open your blood vessels more, your body steps in and says, nah, we're good. Let me give you a quick analogy. Using citrulline for endurance is like trying to fill a swimming pool with a water bottle. Technically, yeah, you're adding water, but it's nowhere near enough to make a real difference. The meta-analysis also found that citrulline doesn't consistently lower lactate levels, it doesn't boost VO2 max, and it doesn't reliably improve oxygen delivery during long exercise. Some studies showed tiny improvements in blood markers, but none of it translated into real-world performance. And let's talk dosing for a second, because people always say, well, maybe you need a higher dose. The studies used everything from 1.47 grams all the way up to 9 grams. Some use single doses, some use loading phases for 7 to 16 days. Some use watermelon juice, some use citrulline malate. And even with all of these different approaches, still no significant performance improvements. Another thing people don't realize is that almost none of these studies looked at women specifically. Only 2 studies even included women, but based on the physiology, researchers don't expect a major sex difference, though it would still be great to have more data. But let's get to the biggest moment in all of this, the part endurance athletes need to hear. Based on the strongest scientific evidence we have right now, L-citrulline does not significantly improve endurance performance in young, healthy adults. It doesn't make you faster in a time trial. It doesn't help you last longer before fatigue. It doesn't meaningfully change your breathing, your oxygen usage, or your race time. If you're an endurance athlete and you're buying citrulline expecting it to improve your cardio, you're spending money on something that the current research doesn't support. Now, does that mean citrulline is useless? No, not at all. It's still one of the best supplements for strength training. It still gives great pumps, and it still helps with high intensity bursts. It even helps some people recover better. But that's the thing, endurance is its weak spot. So here's the takeaway. If your goal is endurance performance, focus on supplements that actually move the needle, like caffeine, carbohydrates, electrolytes, maybe even beetroot juice. Those have strong evidence behind them. Citrulline, it's a great tool, just not the right tool for this job. All right, if you want to know the supplements that actually do boost endurance performance, watch the next video popping up on your screen right now, and we're going to go ahead and get into that. This is Coach Kronk with Natty Nation, and I'll see you guys soon.